Hey there, good morning. It's Trisha with Easy E-mini Trade, and today I just want to do a real quick short video on using the volume profile. There's an area from yesterday that we had talked about in the trading room that if it broke, it might be an area to take a breakdown. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'll start out on NQ from yesterday, and this is a 15-minute. So over on this side is yesterday, and this is current pre-market. So you can see here on my volume profile here on NQ, and you can see that the areas where it spent a lot of time and accumulated a lot of volume at the different levels is going to be a much wider volume area than, for example, right here, for example, where you don't really have any volume nodes there because of how quickly it popped higher yesterday. It didn't have time to accumulate any volume there. It didn't hesitate there. So when you see that and you, for example, get some kind of setup into that area, and that area is right here at 87.68. I've got it marked in orange. It might be a little hard to see, but this is it right here. Let me just change the color maybe to something a little bit. Here, I'll use this. So we'll use this brown color. I don't know if that's any better or not, but it's here at 87.50 area. So that's like the start of the edge of this volume area. And then you can see it goes all the way down here to like 31 with not really a high accumulation of volume. A little bit right here around 49.50. So yesterday when I closed the room, I said if you can get a setup, under that area, or if you happen to be short when it breaks that area, then that would be a nice spot to take a short because there's nothing really holding it up here because of the lack of volume in that spot yesterday. So really nothing down till 31 and change, like I said, with this slight little blip here at 49. And unfortunately, it didn't happen yesterday. It happened here this morning pre-market. So you can see on this 15-minute chart, when it broke that area right here on this 15-minute candle, how it dropped down through that high volume area, and it did create a new area here. And probably if we look back at last week, we probably spent some time in this spot. The red line that you see here, the moving average, is a 200 EMA. So basically, the lines that you see on my chart that are blue are areas of support and resistance that I always have marked. I have many, many years worth on here, and then I just will adjust them each day according to the previous day's support and resistance area. So this is a spot that I had marked at 67.35 from previous support. So anyway, you can see it break through that low volume area from yesterday, consolidate here. When it breaks the 67.35 area again, no volume in this spot below that 67.35 that was established here this morning. So when it breaks down again, it manages to bust through to the next area of, basically where the volume starts, down here around that 31 and change. So if you don't use a volume profile, I would suggest putting one on your chart. It's helpful for basically spotting areas of support and resistance if you struggle with where to pay attention to. Anywhere where you have the high volume nodes sticking out, those are areas that you're generally going to want to pay attention to because it has had high volume in those areas. And so generally speaking, when it gets there again, it's going to react, at least initially. And if you look at YM yesterday and ES, we had the same exact situation with the low volume there. And then this morning, it broke and, kind of had the same kind of reaction as NQ. I don't trade off a 15-minute chart, but, volume is volume, period, because you're going to get the same areas showing with no volume, whether you're using it on a 5-minute chart, a 30-minute chart, a 1-minute chart, it won't matter because it's the volume that actually occurred at those areas. And so, my main setup is the Slinky. And so we've had to trade off a 12 range here lately on NQ and an 8 on YM, but it's been working out really, really well. And then once it closes above or below the super trend stop on my 12 range chart, I'll use the opposite super trend as my initial stop and just be very aware of my areas that I want to pick as my target and try to have the patience to sit and wait for it to get there. So overall, it's been going really well with that giving it, plenty of room to move around. Okay, you guys, well, I hope that that helps. And as always, if you have any questions, shoot me an email. And this is NinjaTrader 8, and this is the order flow volume profile that's part of the lifetime package with Ninja. And I just have it set on the heat option. Okay, you guys, have a great day.